finally doing this. Korea. I've been wanting to come here for so long, and today is the day. I'm Nathan from Vietnam. The flight is about 4.5 hours, which honestly isn't that bad. Somewhere over the ocean right now. It's getting closer. I tried to sleep. I really did. We just landed at Incheon Airport. And okay, first impression, this place is huge and clean, like really clean. If you've never been here, Incheon is consistently ranked as one of the best airports in the world. And now I totally get why. Grab the bags, let's get out of here. So right now, I'm on the airport bus, heading to my hotel. The wind is probably cut right through everything. I'm choosing to enjoy the warmth here for as long as I can. Okay, checked in. At my first move in Korea, the convenience store. I'm grabbing some snacks, some drinks, just the basics. My face just stopped working. It's almost midnight and the streets are still alive. The noise died down a little, the lights get softer, and you start to notice things. The sound of the city. The way the lights look on the pavement tonight. The cold on my face. Day one in career, done. I'm cold, a little tired, and I already love this place. The sun just came up, a sharp morning cold that wakes you up better than any coffee. Turn a corner and found these guys, two statues, just sitting there on the sidewalk, catching the morning light. Nobody around, just me and them. I stood there for a while. By lanes on the both sides. I'm going to spend a little time here. No rush, just me and this pet. It feels like the kind of place you need to slow down for, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. The water is so clear. Two little ducks, just doing their things. just standing there alone by the water. A stream this clean, this calm, right in the heart of the city. This almost doesn't feel real. In the middle of the show, actually quiet. Time to head back up. This is Gwanghwamun Square, one of the most iconic spots in all of Seoul. The statue of Admiral Yi Sun-sin, one of the greatest heroes in Korean history. He's famous for defeating Japanese invasion in the 1500s, even when his navy was heavily outnumbered. The small ship at the base of the statue is the turtle ship, considered the world's first ironclad warship and his secret weapon. It's facing south, the direction enemies used to come from. There are protest banners right outside the US Embassy. People here are paying attention to what's happening in the world too. That is King Sejong the Great, the fourth king of the Joseon dynasty, the king who created Hangul, the Korean alphabet that Koreans still use today. That is the US Embassy, located right here in the heart of Seoul, next to the square and not far from the Royal Palace. One of the Korea's oldest and most important royal palace, built back in 1395. This is the largest and most iconic royal palace in Korea. Next to the square and not far from the royal palace. Standing here, you get this feeling of old and new, all at once. Ancient palace wall on one side, glass skyscraper on the other. Mountains in the background, and this huge open square connecting all of it. The palace complex is huge. We are talking 500 buildings at its peak. Most of it was destroyed during the Japanese occupation in the early 1900s. What you see today is actually a restored version, but they did an incredible job.
I walk up to the gate and there's actually a royal guard ceremony happening right now. These guards are dressed in full traditional Joseon dynasty uniforms, the colors, the flags, everything. It's like stepping back in time. They still do this every day. Guards in traditional uniforms, carrying flags, performing the same ceremonial routines that happened here hundreds of years ago. Inside the palace now. And it's busy. Tourists from all over the world. And a lot of them are wearing hanbok, the traditional Korean dress. If you rent a hanbok and wear it inside, you get free entry. Pretty smart idea. This is the stairway that leads up to the top of the palace gate. The gate is locked. I try to go up, but there's no way through. And honestly, it looks amazing. It's this really fun mix of old and new. Everyone looks like they're having a great time. That gate on the left leads to the National Museum. I decide to head there today instead of going deeper into the palace. I'll save that for another visit. Okay, through this gate, into the museum. Inside the museum now, and it's really well designed, clean, modern, easy to walk through. The exhibits cover Korean history and culture going back thousands of years. Old records lit up and laid flat so you can see every detail. I can't read a single word, but it still feels important just looking at it. Hundreds of royal seals, all laid out under glass stretching as far as you can see. Gold ones, white ones, each with a red cord. These were used by Korean kings and queens to authorize official documents. Bojagi, traditional wrapping cloth. Koreans have been wrapping things in fabric like this for centuries. A folding screen, a ceramic vase, lacquered storage boxes. These are objects from daily royal life. Korean royal furniture, cabinets, shelves, storage chests. Simple, minimal, and incredibly well made. Royal hanbok. The colors are incredible up close. Red, gold, blue. This is what Korean royalty actually wore. Royal crown and ceremonial jewelry. The craftsmanship on these pieces is extraordinary. Old books and scrolls, some of the earliest written records in Korean history. These small stone animal figures were placed at tombs and sacred sites to guard against evil spirits. These red lacquered boxes stored the most important royal documents. This is a folding chair used by high-ranking officials during the Joseon dynasty. The royal throne, red lacquer, gold dragons, and a cosmic painting behind it. Every detail here is intentional. This is a resting area for the museum. On the left, there's a coffee stall. There are benches here where you can sit and rest. While you're here, you can also watch short films about the different periods of Korea's feudal history. This is a 1914 limousine that belonged to Empress Sunjong of Korea. The body is made of lacquered wood, and the inside is lined with royal plum blossom silk. There are only 3 of these cars left in the entire world right now. In Vietnam, we also had a feudal period around the same time, but I don't think there's any emperor's car that has been preserved this well. Out of the museum, wide open sky, palace walls, people in hanbok everywhere. Good to be back out here. I stop and look up at the gate roof. The layers, the paintwork, the carved wooden brackets. There's so much detail up there that most people just walk past without noticing. I don't know how long it took to build something like this, but looking up at it, I think it was worth every second. Next stop, the presidential palace complex up toward the mountains. I'm gonna walk there from here. It should take about 20 minutes along this path. 20 minutes on foot. Palace wall on one side, the city on the other, mountains straight ahead. Along the way, I passed one of the side gates of the palace complex. A smaller entrance, darker brick, quieter, no crowds. The trees along the road still haven't grown new leaves. They look pretty bare, but it gives off a special feeling that's typical of this place. It's something I don't really get to experience back in Vietnam. Another side gate. This one is smaller, but look through it. Just a quieter way in. I think this road is one of the main roads leading to the government buildings. There's a group up ahead with a megaphone, some kind of demonstration or rally. I walk past quietly and keep going. There are a lot of police officers around here. This area is one of the main entry points for government vehicles and official convoys. Makes sense. We're getting close to the presidential complex. This is where government vehicles come in and out. I go back to check it out. Looks like a protest about land rights or labor issues. Banners everywhere, people with megaphones. I don't understand the language, but I think I understand the feeling. Just a few more minutes of walking and I'll be at the front of the presidential palace. Can you see how this road is a bit uphill? Almost there. The presidential palace is just up ahead. This is it, the front entrance of the presidential palace. You can see the blue roof of the main building just through the gate. Turns out I'm not the only one who walked 20 minutes to take a photo of a gate. Good to know. Different countries, different languages, same photo, same gate. This spot clearly made it onto a lot of people's lists. And right here, this is actually the back gate of the Royal Palace complex. So the presidential palace sits directly behind the ancient Royal Palace. That's not a coincidence. This location was carefully chosen. It's right backed by the mountain, protected on all sides. The old kings knew what they were doing, and whoever built the presidential palace here, they knew it too. Yeah, when I was walking toward this area, it was going uphill, and now that I'm heading back, it's going downhill. Even the cars have to slow down when they drive through this section. It's lunchtime right now, around 12 noon, and office workers from the buildings around here are coming out to have lunch and relax before starting their afternoon work. I guess I should also find a place to have lunch. This is my first few hours in Seoul, and I already have more than I expected. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye.